Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Pina and this is my first video, and I've decided to try starting reading vlogs because I really enjoy watching them myself, so I've decided doing them myself. I'm feeling very awkward right now, but to start I've decided to do a 24-hour reading challenge because I've always wanted to do that. I don't know if that's gonna work well. I know there's different ways to do it, and I've decided to do, like, I'm just gonna turn on the timer whenever I'm reading and then spread it out probably over a few days. I don't think I will be able to actually read in 24 hours. Like, I don't know, it would probably take me like 3-4 days, but okay. I read mainly on my Kindle. Currently I'm reading The Serpent and the Wings of the Night. I'm at chapter 43 at like 77%. Have a little more than 100 pages left, and yeah, I'm gonna finish that first and then start a new book. And that's that. I'm gonna start reading and continue my book. I have like 2 long chapters between me and page 400, which is my next goal. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna apologize if this video is awkward in any way. I'm not comfortable with filming myself yet. I don't know if I will ever be. But yeah, I wanted to try because I don't really have any people around me who read the same books, or read a lot anyways. So I always have so many opinions about books, but I cannot really talk with anyone about them. So I wanted to try this. Let's start the timer. There it goes. I got distracted. Why do I keep doing that? Anyways, I read for exactly an hour. I don't actually know where I started, but now I'm at chapter 47. Page 425, 87%. So I got like 10% more, I think. Actually, I haven't said anything about this book yet, so I'm really bad at summarizing books, but it's about a girl and she's human and she lives in a world with vampires. Like, vampires and humans live together. And she was like saved by the king of the vampires when she was younger, and he kind of raised her, but she's still human, but she's living with vampires. And then she joins, or like she participates in vampire trials, and she wants to win them so that she kind of can become a vampire. Like, I don't know, that's like her plan. It is a romantasy. There's definitely romance in it. I'm enjoying it. Two things that I enjoyed from the beginning were that, first of all, she's 23, so it's not YA, it's, what is it, new adult? I don't know. But I was very happy about that. And I really love trials in books, so that was great. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't have like huge opinions about the book. It's fun, it's good, but it's not great. Like, I don't know. I feel like in the beginning I very much enjoyed it, but now I had moments where I was a bit bored. I did like the male male main character, but also I'm not in love with him. I feel like there's better ones. I don't know, I feel like for this one I don't really have anything to say. Great that that's the first book that I'm talking about, when the whole goal of this was to talk about books, and I don't know what to say. I finished the book. It took me, I think, 2 hours of the 24 hours to read it. But overall, it took me the whole day. I started, I think, filming it at 3 and now it's 8. Yeah, this is the book I read. It was good. I gave it 4 stars. I honestly really regret that I didn't film when I was reading the ending. It got so good. Like, so much happened in the last 50 pages. I don't really know what it was, but like towards the end, there were so many plot twists, and I don't know, like it got so much better. The characters were nice, the writing as well, but like, I don't know, it wasn't characters that I felt like super deeply about, you know? And I feel like I don't really know anything specifically negative about this book, but while reading it, I wasn't super into it. That was all that it was. But like, after reading the ending, I am interested in reading the next book. So that was the first book of this video. And in August, I'm still off from uni right now until the beginning of September. So I wanted, and I didn't have many plans for August, so I wanted to like get to books that I haven't gotten to, because I ended up reading newer books or something. And one of those is A Touch of Darkness, which is a dark romance. And I think I'm like, I don't know, I'm excited to read it because I love Hades and Persephone, I don't know. I really like them, and I know that it's like a retelling of their story. Well, I'm also nervous because I don't know how I feel about dark romance. I always thought I liked them, and I still like the idea of dark romance. Like, it seems very appealing to me, but every dark romance book I have read, I didn't really enjoy. Like, I don't know, like this month as well, I read The Ritual, and I've seen it so many times that people recommend it who are into dark romance, and to me it was a fun book. Like, it wasn't super bad. It was like, I had a good time reading it, but it really felt like a Wattpad story and not an actual book, and it was like 600 pages or something. So, and I actually already read a retelling of Hades and Persephone, I don't know, whatever. It was Promises and Pomegranates, and I knew before reading it that it was bad. Like, every review that I saw about it was not good. So for the longest time I was like, okay, I'm not gonna read it. Like, I know that's bad, so why would I read it? But for some reason at some point my brain decided, like, maybe it's not as bad as everyone says. And like the concept of it, like what was on the back of the book, sounded so appealing to me. Like the forced marriage and everything was just so good in my head that I was like, oh, I need to read it. I DNF'd it. It was the first book actually that I've DNF'd because I just couldn't do it. Like, it was so bad. So I hope A Touch of Darkness is better, but I think it will be definitely better. Okay, it's the next day. It's already almost 1 p.m. I'm not very good with getting up early these days. Anyways, I have read already in bed a little bit, and now I just have breakfast and get ready. And I'm now at chapter 8. Page 112. I'm not sure what I'm thinking. Like, actually in the beginning I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. And yeah, now I'm not so sure anymore. Like, I feel like the longer I read, the weirder it gets. I think the romance is a bit weird. Like, it goes really fast. They just kissed very randomly. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it was so sudden, it made no sense. And their conversations, like the dialogues, are not that deep, or I don't know how to explain it, but it feels a bit cringy, or also just, I feel like 50% of the time I don't really know what they're talking about, you know? And then sometimes it's like they're angry and like, what? I don't know why they're angry. Like, I don't know. It's a bit confusing at times, I feel like, but it's not bad. I think I would have preferred if Hades was a bit darker and I don't know, would be a bit more mean to her in a way in the beginning. Also, what I wanted to say, I would prefer, I think, if it was dual POV. I know there is like, she kind of published all the books from the actual series also in his perspective, but I'm not sure if I would want to read a whole book in his perspective, like the same plot. I feel like that's kind of boring. Like, I know what happens, you know. But yeah, I think a dual POV it would be a little more interesting. I don't know. I'm at like 19 hours and 50 minutes now from the timer, so I still have a lot to go. I feel like my main problem with reading is not that I read super slowly. Like, I mean, I'm not a fast reader, but I don't know, I feel like 50 pages an hour is pretty average. But I have like such a hard time to keep reading. Even if I really like a book, I'm gonna read a chapter or two and then I'm like, oh, I read so much, like I need a break. And then I'll be on my phone for the next 2 hours and then I'll read another chapter and then, like, I don't know. And I know it's like for fun, but also I'm getting really stressed about all the books that I want to read. Like I have so many books on my TBR. I want to get to all of them, so I feel like I need to read a lot. And I want to read these books, but then the reading itself sometimes is a bit difficult. So I'm going to try to read more today. I'm back from the library. My thoughts for the book are, I think, this almost the same that I had earlier. I'm still very confused most of the time. Like, I feel like the book itself is good, or like the plot, the idea of it, I don't know, but the execution is a little lacking. The dialogues are so weird sometimes. Like, I don't know, I already said that, but sometimes they're angry, like they say like, oh, I'm so angry, or oh my god, he's angry at me, and it's like, in that situation it makes no sense. Like, they have a valid reason to be angry, but that reason happened like a chapter ago, and it makes no sense that they're coming up with that right now while they were talking about other things. Also with I do really like possessive and jealous guys, you know, in books. Only if there's like an actual reason. He is so possessive about her and also gets jealous, but they have nothing. I feel like he would have the right to be jealous in a way, but not as possessive as he's being, and that makes it just more weird than attractive, I guess. I think the plot is good, but the romance is not good. Like, it's way too fast and without any reasoning. Like, I feel like it would be fine that they have attraction to each other from the start or whatever, but the way that it's developing makes no sense to me. Like, it's so fast and so random, like the pacing. They're like crazy for each other from the start, and then they don't really do anything about it most of the time, but then they suddenly do, but it doesn't really mean anything for like the main development. They just go back to where they were. I'm interested in how this is gonna end. But I don't think it's gonna get much better, so. I have 2 complaints. They just had a spicy scene, and I actually like spicy scenes. Like, I don't have any issue with them. But I did have a big issue with this one, because why would you call it flesh? Both people, not just his, also hers. There's so many words that you can use. Why is that? That is not one of them. That is not acceptable. And it was used so often. Like, if it was once, sure, you know, whatever, just so that you don't repeat yourself. But no, it was the main thing. Like, ugh. So that's my biggest issue. Secondly, it makes sense that she's a virgin. He made her tell him, or like say that no one's touched her before, like that he's the only one Or like the first one. He is, but like you don't, you don't have to say that. I don't know. It was a bit cringe. It's the next day, obviously. It's a little earlier than yesterday. It's 10:40. Anyways, I finished the book and I had like 15 and a half hours left, kind of. I already said a lot. I feel like I don't think my opinions have changed that much. It was confusing till the end. The spicy scenes were okay. I think it was not too much for a dark romance. The wording, it got a little bit better, but not much. I don't know, I feel like if you write a dark romance, just use the words, you know, like there are some and just use those. You don't have to kind of like talk around it, like we all know what you mean, just say it, you know. Otherwise it was okay. I truly think the idea of it and the plot were really good. Like they were pretty close to the myth and they had like a lot of aspects that I liked that they were included. And also like there were some plot twists, I guess. They were pretty nice, but I just think the whole execution of it was not good. I think I would give this a 3.5 stars. I don't know. I think I gave The Ritual 3 stars and I do think it was a little better than The Ritual. I would recommend it, I think, but if you really like Hades and Persephone, don't have too high expectations. Now I'm gonna have a little break from reading, but then I'm gonna continue with Reckless, so a physical book now. I really enjoyed Powerless. It was so good. I didn't love the writing in it. It was sometimes quite repetitive, but the plot was very good and the banter, and I feel like it just all made up for it, for the writing. Like, I don't know, I really enjoyed that book. Powerful was also really good. It was very short, and if you read Powerless you knew how the ending is gonna be, so but yeah, I did hope that for some reason the ending would be different, like, but it was not, so that's that. But I am excited. We'll see. I hope to get through it quite quickly because I know the world and everything, so hopefully it should be easy. I think it will still take me a few days. Like, for some reason in my head when I started this, it was like, oh, it's gonna take 3-4 days, I don't know. And then yesterday I tried to do the math if I want to read 2 more books now. I was like, this is gonna take me a little longer than 2 days probably. I don't know. I'm just really not someone who reads a book in a day, and I know that those 24-hour challenges are like meant to do that, or even more books than a day, because you really sit down and read. I feel like that's not really what I'm doing. But I did read a lot more. I'll see you when I start this book. it's another day. I didn't film much yesterday because I wasn't really feeling well, but I finished Reckless, so that's something. I really liked it, actually. Like, I would agree that the plot itself is a bit filler. Like, it's not very high tension, not too much happens overall, but I still really enjoyed just reading about the two main characters, and it's more focused, I would say, on their relationship to each other and also the character development a little bit. Not super deep, but yeah, definitely on the relationship, and it was so cute and like also a bit sad sometimes, like very emotional. And the ending was very good. I did not see that coming. So yeah, I gave it, I think, 4.5 stars. It wasn't like a 5-star. It wasn't as good as Powerless, but it was still really, really nice, and I had a good time reading it. And then I started The Fine Print. I read like 1 chapter before I went to sleep, and now I'm on chapter 3 or 4, somewhere there. I can't really say much yet, but I'm excited to read it. It's very like grumpy sunshine, I think. She's kind of like a lovely person who everyone likes, and he is the very opposite. But he was like right away very attracted to her, but also found her quite annoying. I think it was for both of them. Like, she also thought that he was attractive but very mean to her. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I just got back. I went to the city for a little bit. I read at a coffee shop and went to a bookstore. I read more of The Fine Print. I'm on page 95 in chapter 13. So yeah, still a lot to go, but I got a better impression, I think, of the book. I am really enjoying it. It's very like grumpy sunshine, as I already said. I love their conversations, like their banter is so good. The only thing that was very weird to me was the first kiss that they had. So random and so fast, like so early on in the book. It's 450 pages, or like 430, 40, I don't know. Which is, I think, quite long for a romance, and I thought it would be very slow burn, but it's not. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be slow until they actually get together, you know, because they have, like, he's her boss, so they don't really have a good situation to be together. But still, I was surprised that the kiss happened so early, and in the scene it just made no sense to me. I don't know, I didn't really enjoy that part. It took me out of the story a little bit, but because like the banter right before was so good, and then suddenly he kissed her and I was just like, why? Like, what? I don't know. But yeah, I want to try to get quite far into it, but I know that I'm not gonna finish it today. I really hope that tomorrow is my last day of this video. Then I will have read for a whole week, the 24 hours, which I don't really know what I was expecting. Like, truly, when I started this, I thought it would take me 3 days or 4 maximum. I don't know how these book YouTubers do it. Like, I don't know, I feel like they read the same amount of books that I try to read, like that I, you know, force myself to read now in a week. They just read it normally at like a let's mood read for a week, and then they just read so much. And yeah, I had nothing to do this week, so it was possible. I don't think I could do it with like classes. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm sorry for the lighting, but I wanted to do a quick update. I really love it. Like, it's so good the way it's dual POV, so you also have his POV and the way like he thinks about her. Oh my god, like it's truly this like he hates everyone but her vibe, and I really love it. Like, she's also into him, but I don't know, he feels more into her, like it feels more special the way that he is into her, and it's really good. It's again the next day. I don't think I've talked to you today. I finished the fine print. So this is the 4th book done. I think so. I really liked it. I think I would give it like 4.5 stars, something in between. At first I thought it would be 5 stars. Like, the first half I was so excited. It was so good. Like, the banter and his POV, like everything about Rowan Kane, you know, like that's how I felt the whole time reading it. And I don't know why, but I feel like I always have an issue when it's like enemies to lovers kind of vibe, and then they actually get together. I kind of lose interest, which probably not a good thing, but I don't know, like when they were together, they were really cute, but I was not as much into it anymore. Like, the tension was not there anymore. They were just being cute, and you know, like that was nice, but yeah. And then it was a very happy ending, which I'm always like, obviously I like happy endings, but I feel like sometimes you can kind of overdo it. It was a fun book. I am excited to read the other two. I feel like we haven't really learned, or in the first book you don't learn too much about the brothers. Like, you learn kind of what their tasks are and you meet them. But for now I don't really have any connection to either brother, so I don't know. Like, I'm not excited to specifically read about them, but I'm excited to just read the series because I really enjoyed this one and I like the writing. It was my first Lauren Asher book, so yeah. Anyways, I had a good time with that, and now I have exactly 1 hour and 45 minutes left on the clock. Can you see? I want to start the Shatter Me series because I heard so much about it and it's been on my TBR for a really long time. I'm a bit nervous to read it because I heard so many good things about it. I feel like everyone loves that series, so my expectations are high, but I really don't love YA anymore. Like, it really depends how the YA is written. For example, I know Powerless is also YA, or The Cruel Prince, or ACOTAR, all of these books. But to me, they don't feel YA. Like, the way they're written, the characters feel older to me, and when it doesn't actually say their age in a sentence, then I can just pretend that they're kind of older. But with books, like, I think mainly The Prison Healer and Red Queen were books where I really felt like I could not ignore that the characters were young. Like, everything about that book felt young. I don't know how to explain it. So I hope Shatter Me is more like ACOTAR YA, but we will see. I've heard a lot about Aaron Warner, something like that. Very excited to meet him. And yeah, the first book is actually really short. It's only 300 pages. This is gonna be the end of the video. I finished the 24 hours, but the last like hour and 45 minutes that I had left, I kind of let just go by, and then I did read a little bit. I read till chapter 9 of Shatter Me, page 52. But I didn't read the whole 1 hour 45 minutes that I had left because I didn't have the time. I had to do some other things. But it was fine. She just met Aaron, so I'm very confused, honestly. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, for now I like it. I just don't know what's going on at all. But that might be a good thing. Yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself that I read so many books. Like, I really thought that I couldn't even finish the fine print in time anymore, like when I started the time, but I did, and I even had time left, so it was fun to kind of pressure myself to use my time to read, because I have the time. I just get distracted a lot, and I mean, I did still get distracted, and it did still take me super long to complete these 24 hours. But it was a fun thing to try. I did read a lot more than I would usually, so that was a plus. I enjoyed all the books that I was reading, and I also had some variety, which was nice. And yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have other ideas what I could film, you can tell me your favorite book or any book recommendations based off of the books that I read, or just anything that you like. And maybe I see you in my next video. Who knows? Bye bye.